How can you tell whether or not someone is not only lying to you or to their audience, but also how can you tell whether or not someone is gaslighting you? I've made a video about gaslighting, especially with Tucker Carlson, because Tucker Carlson is very good at gaslighting. But now it would seem that Candy Owens is very good at gaslighting. And I've said this a number of times, and it wasn't me initially that said it. It was the good Dr. Jordan Peterson who not I know he didn't mention her by name, but he alluded to who it was. I think he didn't want to start a war, but I really do miss Jordan Peterson's voice in this space at the moment because honestly, I think we do need wise men and women and courageous men and women, especially right now. Because at the moment, there seems to be like a war going on in conservatism on the right. You have the woke right that is infiltrated and is trying to take over. It's like a hostile takeover, as it were. They're very aggressive, very violent, and it's like no different to the radical left. So, normal conservatives, actual conservatives, are trying to not only fight the radical left, but also now the radical right, because they're trying to take over and make us want to be the new conservative. No, we've drawn a line in the sand, and that's it. It's enough. So all of these people that have been grifting and lying for quite some time, like Candy Owens, for example, Tucker Carlson, Candace, on one hand, she's been constantly lying about Charlie Kirk and his death, and like she's been making accusation and insinuation one after the next. But how do we know whether or not Candy Owens is lying? Because we get on one video to the next. It's like this person's lying, they're lying, I tell the truth, I'm the arbiter of truth. And then how do we know that she's gaslighting? Well, aside from the fact that some of us feel like we're crazy and we sound like we're on repeat every single bloody day, aside from that, I'm going to go through a lot of things that you can all look at to not only spot a liar, but also spot whether or not she's gaslighting you. Spoiler alert, she is lying to you and she is gaslighting all of you. You can tell whether or not someone is lying by observing changes in their body language, verbal patterns, and voice. So body language, there's lots of fidgeting, increased fidgeting, such as shifting in their seat, tapping their feet, or playing with their hands. Very simple. This is from AI, by the way. Excessive blinking. That's something that she does nonstop. Hell, in the CNN interview, she was blinking enormously, especially when asked about the Discord and the indictment, whether or not she read it. And she's like, oh my goodness, the excessive blinking was insane. Changes in posture. We saw her shift in her seat. Her neck went up like this all the time. Her eyes, face, everything. She knew what was coming. And then blocking gestures. Covering their mouth, eyes, or face can be subconscious attempt to hide something. Physical reactions, excessive sweating, a flushed face, or changes in complexion can also be indicators. It's relatively difficult to see when Candace Owens is on camera, but nevertheless, you can always tell regarding the blinking because it's quite excessive. Verbal cues. We have vagueness, providing a very few details or being evasive in their answers. Sound familiar? Yes. Too much detail, over-explaining or providing overly elaborate stories that don't seem natural. Sound familiar? Yes. Repeating themselves, repeating the same words or phrases, or repeating the question back to buy time. Sound familiar? Yes. Sentence fragments. So the verbal cues for Candace maybe a little bit easier to tell that she's lying, but I know the body language and all that may be a little bit harder. Changing in speed and pitch, speaking faster or slower than usual, or a sudden change in voice pitch. And so you have all of these elements that go into what makes up someone that is actually lying to you. It's quite easy to tell now with the verbal patterns. I pick it up very, very easily watching Candy Owens, same with Tucker. And then not just that, but then receipts. Having someone say something on one hand, and then the next, you can quite easily debunk the very thing that they've said. So there's no consistency, right? And how do you tell whether or not someone is gaslighting you? Because firstly, they will lie to you, and then they'll gaslight the living hell out of you to make themselves out to be like they're the big shot or that they're right, but really they're wrong. People do this all the time, okay? They think they're clever, but really they're not, especially when you know how to combat it. So common tactics and signs: lying and denial. Boom, simple. Trivializing feelings. They minimize your emotions and tell you that you are overreacting, too sensitive, or being too dramatic. Candace did that with Ali Bestaki the other day. Perfect example. Twisting facts and manipulating narratives. That's her textbook. The whole show is based on that. Twisting facts and manipulating narratives. Questioning your sanity. They accuse you of being crazy, too sensitive, or mentally unstable. Again, recent example is her with Ali Bestaki, saying that she's too sensitive and saying that she needs to have a break, or that she doesn't care about who is responsible for killing Charlie Kirk, right? Isolation. They try to isolate you from your friends, family, or colleagues to try and make you more dependent on them. So her cult-like following, okay, she will say all these provocative, crazy statements. Everyone will latch on to the leader, even though they are super crazy and provocative. And you are solely reliant on her for information, and only her for information. And you will support everything that she says because she is the leader. She is God to you, almost. Projecting. They shift their own negative actions or faults onto you. For instance, if they are cheating, they might accuse you of being unfaithful. Case in point, Ben Shapiro called her out the other day to Megyn Kelly. Then Candace Owens had to say this. Have a watch of this.
TPUSA insiders and other members of the right wing, including Seth Dillon, of being involved in the murder of Charlie Kirk, yes.
It's just, I don't even know how to respond to it because it just never happened. It's so crazy. He's not even anywhere near what's happened. Anybody who's watched this show, but I sense a tremendous insecurity because it is not a good step to lie like that. Okay. And he knew I didn't say it. There's not a chance that he thought that I said Seth Dillon murdered Charlie Kirk. There's more people involved. That's what I'm going to say to you guys. There is very clearly more people involved, okay? This feels to me like a conspiracy. And am I emotionally invested in this? Yes. Somebody said something to, you're unstable. Yeah, you know what? You're right. I have been destabilized by watching Charlie Kirk catch a bullet in his neck and then being gaslit and told nothing to see here. We've got people all around him that are telling little lies. I don't like this. Because they know I'm telling the truth, okay? Frantic calls from Seth Dillon. Oh, my God. The truth is that Charlie was under immense pressure, and he was facing financial threats over his shifting stance on Israel. What happens in the Hamptons is not going to stay in the Hamptons, okay? Bring in our movie poster. I know what you did this summer. I never once accused Seth Dillon of murdering Charlie Kirk. So they're allowed to lie.
Notice the body language in that first couple of seconds. It's so crazy. I don't think I've never said that. Notice the body language, man. Like I went through it just a moment ago. She's gaslighting the living hell out of you. And if you can't see that, you're blind as a dingbat. Seriously, you're blind. And maybe you should wake the hell up. I am showing you evidence. And evidence goes a long way. You see her eyes blinking like mad too. You can seriously tell that she is lying. Because, as the video suggested, it showed, it provided a receipt. And thank you to Nathan Livingston and Milk Bar TV once again for providing the receipt. She has accused Seth Dillon. She's implied Seth Dillon was involved in Charlie Kirk's death. And guess what happened with that? You had a Candace Owens fan, yep, rightfully so, because they're following the dingbat, Kenny Owens, a liar and a gaslighter, they threatened to kill Seth Dillon. They were arrested. So I don't think that that person would have threatened Seth Dillon's life had it not been for Kenny Owens accusing Seth Dillon of being involved in Charlie Kirk's death. I really don't think that. And yet she wants to get up on her platform and act like she did not say anything. I don't know. You guys are crazy. Sound familiar? Oh, it gets better, my friends, because when you gaslight a person, we can provide an enormous amount of evidence, but the gaslit person by the gaslighter feels like they are the crazy one, and they feel helpless and powerless. It's like they're being beaten down all the time. It's like, oh, you're the one that's lying. No, I'm not. I know I'm telling the truth. No, you're not telling the truth. How dare you say that you're telling the truth because I'm telling the truth? And it just goes back and forth until eventually you lose all power and they've won. And Candace, because she's an 800-pound gorilla in the room, Megan's scared of her. Megan's just a coward. Even though Megan has a massive following too, she could do the right thing. She's chosen not to. She's chosen to be gaslit by Kenny Owens. She's chosen a side. I could show you video clip after video clip of Candace Owens lying. And in fact, go and check out the back catalog. There's quite a few videos there. And for those of you that are saying that I'm getting paid or I am obsessed with this woman, I'm none of those things. I'm not even getting paid to do this. And I'm not obsessed with her. But I cannot stand liars and I cannot stand gaslighting. And especially when it comes down to Charlie Kirk, the truth must get out and the truth must be seen. So that's why I'm doing this, because otherwise you're going to have Kenny Owens get away with it. And I can't accept that. Sorry. I can't accept it. And by the way, do you know how cults work? You tell 10 bullcrap, crazy things, which she's gone well above 10, by the way, and one true thing. It's like the most provocative things that I can possibly say that sound truthful but aren't. And within all that, there may be one truth. Actually, it's real. It's like the game, right? But instead, this is no game. This is real life. And this is what Candace Owens is doing. She's gambling with real life. Gambling with people's actual emotions and actual livelihoods. She doesn't care. She sits in the comfort of her own studio, wherever the hell that is, in Tennessee somewhere, and she just attacks. She loves the gaslight, and that's not unusual for a narcissist. Someone that's a cult leader, by the way, and I've made another video that went into the actions of a cult leader. They will make up crazy, crazy stuff. And if you call them out on it, you get ostracized, you get told off, or whatever it is. We see it time and time again. Those people that were once in a cult, they can see it, they left, they're branded as heretics. It's like the same thing with Islam. If you question Muhammad, you're apostate, you're a kafir. Like, how dare you? You can question Jesus all you want. He encourages it. But for Candace, she's just going, I'm just asking questions. But she's doing no such thing. Is she? It's not just asking questions. You are making these false accusations and then telling all of us, and we find you out and say, this is not right. You gaslight the living hell out of us. And then we're out to be made to look like we're the bad people. No, sorry. She even went and made this video today, actually. She made a cute little infographic for all of the lies she's alleging that Turning Point USA has told us. So, Turning Point USA has supposedly lied about their founder being shot. All the people that were close to Charlie are supposedly lying, and these are verifiable, according to Candace Owens. Have a watch of this.
All these lies that Turning Point USA has told you, this is what they're trying to struggle session us into, because Erica Kirk is now the CEO, so they're off limits. So they're allowed to lie. No, that's ridiculous. We will not be following that. Here's our list, and this is by no means definitive, okay? Just getting this together briefly. They told us these lies. The amazing, heroic, magnificent Mikey McCoy had blood all over him. That's a lie, told by Pastor Rob McCoy. Charlie was a committed evangelical who only liked Catholic architecture. That's a lie, told and reinforced by Alex Clark and Andrew Colvett. Lie number 3 is that Charlie's neck stopped a .30-06 bullet because Charlie ate salad, he had strong bones, it was a modern-day Christian miracle. That's a lie. The offender is Andrew Colvett. Another lie, Charlie never blinked in his support for Israel. Offender, Josh Hammer, Bibi Netanyahu, insert Zionist here, many Zionist, Christian Zionist influencers as well. That turned out to be a big lie, an unnecessary lie. Lie number 5, the magnificent Mikey McCoy called his dad first. That's a lie. Rob McCoy told that lie. Number 6 is Terrell, the AV guy, was told to remove the cameras by police. That's not true. I have every second of his moves. That offender would be Tyler Boyer, okay? He lied. Number 7, Terrell moved the SD cards because people were stealing hats. Question mark, Andrew Colvett, what if you were scared about people stealing? Maybe remove the cameras? Very expensive cameras would be the thing that they would steal. What are they going to do with your SD card? They're going to resell that? Like, that doesn't make sense. Those are pretty cheap, right? Lie number 8, Ben Shapiro and Charlie Kirk never had any bad blood between them. The offender there was Alex Clark. Ben Shapiro was on her show, and I don't know why she tried that little bit of propaganda when she knew that wasn't factually true. 9, Charlie established Doge, and that wasn't unusual. Turning Point financially audits the company every year since its inception. Lie. Doge was entirely different from the apparatus of financially auditing yourself, which is recommended and actually in some states required for a company that size. That's 501c3. And 10, like I said, this is by no means a definitive list. Mikey McCoy was a hero that day. Now, you could say that's subjective, but I feel like that, like, objectively, to be a hero, you can't just make quick phone calls. I don't know. I not include 911 in that list.
What good would it do, Turning Point USA, to lie to people? What good would it get them? I don't think it would do them any good to lie. I think it would do them a lot more harm to lie. But according to Candace Owens, that knows absolutely jack all, especially in recent times, she knows nothing. According to her, these are verifiable. You know how they're verifiable, people? It's because Turning Point hasn't really come out and said that Candace Owens is lying. So she will go and say that Turning Point is lying, and you know what? Turning Point employees will just have to be quiet. It's not easy. You're being accused by an 800-pound gorilla for some reason, because she's got to have something, hasn't she? That's what a narcissist and a psychopath does. Keep the show going. The show must go on. I need another provocative thing. Turning Point USA people are lying. Then she goes and accuses Josh Hammer and Netanyahu. Last time I checked, I don't think they were part of Turning Point. But anyway, so doesn't seem like. Anyway, it just, for me, looking at all this, it is exhausting. I think she's getting a great deal of energy because, hey, she's earning lots of money from it. And sure, I've got a relatively decent sized audience, but nothing comparison into like hers. But I don't care. I really don't. How many videos I need to make until the truth gets out there, I'll continue. And if it turns out that Candace Owens, which I don't think she is, if she's telling the truth, prove it. Because last time I checked, everyone that I've been following, like Seth Dillon, have got a very good track record of telling the truth. They are consistent. You haven't been, Candy. Anyway, that's enough from me, but you guys take care. Be blessed, and I'll see you all in the next video.